G'day and welcome to this week's video. My name is Robert Goudie from Consortium Private Wealth, and this week we're going to talk about budgeting. Yep, I can see the eyes rolling in the back of their head right now that, and as I talk to clients about budgeting, there's nothing more boring that we could talk about and something that people just don't engage with. And honestly, people hate budgeting. There are so many more awesome things that we could be doing, despite the fact that budgeting, there's tools out there, free tools, free apps that make it really easy for us to do. But doing an actual budget, there's a very small percentage of the population that actually do it, because for most it's actually just not that fun. It's not fun for me, and it's something that we can recommend people do, that particularly those that need help. But as I said, it's hard to get people engaged, and it's just not fun. So why would we like to budget? Well, I think we all want to be financially sound. We want to make good decisions and better financial decision makers in the future, and obviously a budget can be a big part of that. But breaking down what we spend on a coffee, or all the bits and pieces, I just don't think it's engaging, and never will be. I've got no doubt that with the apps through our banks, that we will get, when we already do get, some budgeting information through that system. So there will be a certain amount of automation. But what this video is about is, what if we can set a budget on the most important thing, and it's essentially one calculation. That's it. One calculation. What you do with the rest of the money is up to you. Now, the one thing that I'm talking about, the one calculation on what I say is the most important thing, is your home loan. And when is it paid off? How are you tracking now? When's it going to be paid off by? And the reason why I'm saying that is the big ticket item is that if to have financial success, you need a certain amount of time after you've paid off your home to then accumulate leading up into retirement. So you've got a lovely nest egg within superannuation or other entities that can build up and then pay you an income in retirement. So when we have our home loan paid off, has a huge impact on our future wealth and future independence. So knowing when it's paid off, a large majority of people wouldn't know when their home loan is going to be paid off, and we'll hit the screen in a moment and go through that. But when we think about Australia, they're in the top 2 or 3 in terms of household debt, and the average home loan around Australia is $618,000. That has just ballooned in recent years, and of course it makes it extremely hard for first home buyers to get into the market, which is a whole different issue. But yeah, these are big numbers. We need to take control over what is a huge debt, and have it paid off as quickly as possible. So the budget is going to be really calculating how we can pay that off quicker. So we're going to just use the Money Smart website, and there'll be a link in the description below. And if you click on there, you just scroll down a bit, there is a how can I pay my loan off sooner? And it gives you the ability to put in the current figures. So let's go and do those right now. What we're looking at here is what I would say is, we're in a small country town, Victoria. Our average home loan here is not nearly $620,000, but I've used a small amount of $400,000, which is quite substantial. We've got a repayment of $800 per fortnight, and we've just picked the average rate, which is just under 2.5%. Obviously interest rates are looking to edge up in recent times, so fixing in part of your loan might be a good idea, but again, possibly another whole topic. So you can see here that we have $400,000 owing, repayment of $800, fortnightly repayments. We've just used the average rate, which is 2.47, and $10 per month in fees. So you can see it's going to take 26 years and 4 months for it to be paid off, and you're going to be paying nearly $150,000 in interest over that time. So directly underneath, we can compare the alternative, and this is where the Money Smart website is brilliant. It does have full budgeting capability and programs and Excel spreadsheets you can download, but let's stick with the one calculation budget strategy. So we stick with the same interest rate, and from there we say, right, let's increase the amount of money that we put in to pay it off, because that's one of the biggest ticket items here, is how much you put in, what interest rate you pay has a huge impact. So we'll put in an extra $150 per fortnight extra, and can see that all of a sudden that saves nearly 6 years off your loan. It's paid off in 20 years and 10 months, and it reduces the interest from from $147,000 in interest paid to $114. So with the one calculation budget, you make that commitment and you give yourself an allowance, because you've got to have fun in the short term as well, and you have your other fixed costs such as rates and all the maintenance and living, and so this has to be achievable. And if it doesn't work, then you might just tweak the numbers, reduce it by $25. You can see there is still tens of thousands of dollars worth of interest saving, and still years knocked off by making small adjustments. So small adjustments over a very long time frame have a huge impact. So essentially in this scenario, this provides, in this scenario here, nearly 5 years of extra accumulation into retirement, and that can have a huge impact. But please remember, you've got to leave some room for fun. I've seen many people that have, probably a generation up, that have had to, be very careful, because there was no money about, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. The idea of saving was, was really never there. Paying your home off was really what they could achieve. But in this day and age, there is the ability to save more, make adjustments, and have fun. So get that balance right. So that generation that I was mentioning, you save, and then when you get to retirement, you can't spend because you're so locked into the habit of saving and being very careful, which is fully understanding given the background. So have a crack at the one calculation budget. Let's keep it simple and not boring, and just alter the amount to suit your lifestyle at the time to make sure you get the balance right. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you at the next video. See ya.